time here. Okay. So I think Restream is queued up. I think we are broadcasting. So here comes the part where I do our schnazzy intro and I say, "Hi, I'm Trevor, and welcome to Catching Up on Cinema." If you're not familiar with the program, Catching Up on Cinema is a film analysis podcast wherein we introduce each other to films, expand our cinematic horizons, and, in essence, catch up on our cinema. So it is the month of November 2025, the end of November 2025, and is once again that very special time of the month wherein we do our very special Tales from the Shelf episode. And in joining me in this endeavor, I have my good buddy Brad from the Cinema Speak podcast. How's it going, Brad?
It's going great. Glad to be here. Hope you had a wonderful Thanksgiving holiday if you listen here in the States, and just a wonderful weekend if you're listening outside the States.
Yeah, no, the whole premise here is that we're doing this kind of like a post Thanksgiving live stream here. If you're not familiar with the premise, essentially, Tales from the Shelf is Brad and I. It's our excuse to talk about our respective film collections. He and I are both physical media collectors, largely optical media, DVDs, Blu-rays, 4Ks, all that business. And as you may have noticed in the back of our respective webcam feeds, we got quite a few movies at our disposal. So this is our way of kind of extending the life of the hobby a little bit and just, talking some shop about our collecting habit or addiction or however you want to phrase it. And as tends to be the case, we have a unifying theme guiding our conversation this month. So Brad actually was the fella between the two of us who came up with this month's theme. I titled it.
I'm pretty happy with this one. I gotta be
Yeah,
honest.
actually, I mean,
I pulled this out of my rear end.
We've been doing this long enough that we gotta work. We gotta twist our own arms to come up with some novel ideas to guide our discussions. And today's episode is called Favorite Feasts. And Brad, being as you're the guy who came up with it, how about you introduce the topic, and also you had an idea for how we can proceed through this particular discussion. Go have the floor, sir. Go for it.
Yeah, so when I thought of it, obviously with Thanksgiving happening just a few days ago, I was like, well, let's do something food related. Let's do food movies and memorable moments, memorable scenes in movies involving food and drink. So, not necessarily feasts for everything, but some of them are. And I don't know about you. I know you said you were going to be kind of bending the rules a little bit, and I probably will too. But I specifically didn't go the route of I went with literal food, not monsters eating people or people eating people or zombies. I excluded all of that. I'm talking real, actual food that people eat or drink on screen. Maybe we'll be loose enough. We'll say memorable restaurant scenes or stuff like that. But that's kind of the general idea we're working with here.
Yeah, so we're going to be talking about movies wherein food is included in some memorable fashion, or maybe not even memorable, just something that caught our eyes, really. So I'm as I told Brad right before we went live, I'm probably going to have to lawyer my way through some of my picks here, where it's like that's not quite what we agreed to, but I'll allow it. In the words of the immortal Mills Lane, I'll allow it. So we'll see what we get.
You say that a lot, and then I feel like you actually all of them are like within reason. You prepare me for the absolute worst. Like I can't even think of a bad example, but I bet you'll be more in line than you would expect.
I'm showing my ignorance here, but is Travis's show, is that Cinephiles Digest or is that a different program?
Yes,
Okay.
yep.
We had Travis, a fellow named Travis, friend of Brad's, and I guess by extension friend of me, being as it's a small podcasting world. We had him on Tales from the Shelf exactly once so far. I'd like to have him back, of course. I still feel like a dipshit because I think I misunderstood the premise of that particular episode. It was the Juiced episode, and the idea was movies that are in your collection simply to pad it, not for any real there's no cohesiveness to its inclusion in your shelf. It's just like I have this because I have it, and I just want to have more things. And I had a couple of things that he was giving me shit for because if from my perspective, I knew why I bought it, and it wasn't for any, like, emotional reason or any particular attachment to the thing, but the things that I was mentioning were things that were dear to him. Where he's like, "Are you
Yeah.
fucking kidding me?" I was like, "Oh, well, 1917 was, like, under $9, so I bought it." And he was like, "1917? I
I
love
think
that movie." And I was like,
the
"The
Northman was the
Northman."
big one. That was the
The
big one.
Northman was the big one where I was like,
Even I
"Well,
had to put my foot down on that, and I said, "Trevor, you gotta pull that. I don't know
you
about that
didn't
one."
juice your collection with the Northman, you added the Northman to your
Yeah.
collection,
It doesn't
dipshit."
matter that it was on sale.
Yeah. It's like, it has inherent value regardless
Mhm.
of what baggage you bring into it. So so he was like, "Dude, I think you missed the plot."
Yeah, I'll give
And
you that one. That was if there was ever anyone where you had really skirted the line with your pick, it was the Northman. That was the one I'll give you. I'll give you that
yeah,
one.
there is no worse thing to a person than public humiliation, and that I still feel the sting of that one. I was like, "Wow, that was pretty stupid." So I just felt I should air that out. That
It's a classic
sometimes
moment now, though. It's a classic moment.
in the grand history of catching up on cinema and Tales from the Shelf, when Trevor brought The Northman to a garbage movie
Yeah.
discussion, he certainly got a tongue lashing for that one.
Yeah.
Hopefully that doesn't happen again today. Although if it does, hey, it's probably good for the content.
We'll see.
Yeah. As tends to be the case, I'm going to do my. I'm going to flex my hosting muscles here and say, "Hey, Brad, how about you be the first of us to share your first favorite feast pick?"
Now, before you give me the single quick, did we say about how we're gonna gamify this a little bit?
We
We didn't
did
mention
not,
that.
so go for it, Brad.
So I was just kind of a quick idea, and we're not gonna do any scoring or anything like that. No, but just to have a little fun. If
Mm,
it's a movie that we both have seen, the other person can try and guess what memorable food moment they're thinking of in the movie. Because some of them might be obvious, some of them maybe not so obvious, and some of these movies might have multiple food moments, and you might say, "Oh, were you thinking of this one? Oh, I didn't even think of that moment. I was thinking of this moment." So,
yeah,
could have
like
some fun there.
maybe Trevor was referencing the Italian dinner that they didn't have in Zodiac.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
like maybe he's
exactly.
doing something tricky like that, where it's like they got the
Yeah,
food to go, you never actually saw it.
true, true,
But they
yeah.
talked about it and it sounded good on the menu.
Mhm, mhm. Yeah, I'd say
That's
I'd
actually a
maybe
good
allow that.
shit.
That's not
I
a bad
should have
pick. That's
grabbed
not a bad
that.
pick.
I just blew it.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm gonna give you the single, Brad, so, go for it, sir. What is your first favorite
Well,
feast?
actually, before you give me the single,
Oh, too
go
bad.
back, go back.
I'm back,
One
I'm
last
back.
question for you, because for my pick here, there's one director that I think is maybe the best example of this category, and did you have anybody that had where you were, like, thinking of multiple movies from this director, very famous filmmaker, and you were like, "Oh, yeah, that his movie fits with that movie fits," because I think this guy, almost every single one of his movies
Well,
arguably has a favorite feast moment.
Scorsese comes to mind,
He's a
um,
good one, he's a good one.
as does Francis Ford Coppola. Just I don't think of food when I think of him, but I do think of parties, and
Mhm, yeah.
parties often include food. So those are just 2 guys who spring to mind.
One that jumped to mind for me was Mr. Quentin Tarantino. Quentin Tarantino,
Wow, that was interesting.
who, um,
Quentin.
I think almost I was, like, thinking about his movies. I think, a lot of them you could pull out and justify. I think there's a lot of eating in his movies. There's maybe I was struggling to come up with eating in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, but the 2 that I grabbed, which I think are 2 of the best examples I have here, Inglourious Basterds. Yes, a Brad Pitt movie. As we said, Brad Pitt does like to eat a lot in movies, but not in this one. Do you have a guess of what memorable favorite feast I'd be talking about in Inglorious Bastards?
Shit. I remember there was see, I barely remember this movie, unfortunately, and Kyle, like, comes damn near to slapping me in the face every time he sees me. In fact, he bought me the fucking movie. Like, he bought
Yeah.
Glorious Bastards for me because he was like, you need to appreciate this film." And I was like, "I've seen it exactly once. Unfortunately, I may have been tired or something because like very little of it actually has stuck with me. I know it's generally accepted as an excellent film, one of his best apparently. Just it's
Mhm.
it's a whizzle, it's a wazzle, it's fairy dished, in my mind. I do remember there was like a dessert dish,
Mhm.
in a
Yeah.
crucial dialogue sequence, a pivotal dialogue sequence between Christoph Waltz and I forget the French woman's name.
He got it. I mean,
Hey!
there's a couple here. That was the main one. So, I believe it's the scene with Hans Landa and Shoshana where they're talking about the premiere of the movie, and I think it's a strudel. He orders her a strudel, and she's obviously somewhat undercover in the moment, and so she's very nervous because this is the guy who murdered her entire family, but he doesn't know that, and
This is not my kind of guy.
it's exactly. And there's a great moment where, she goes to eat the strudel because she's trying to get out of there as quick as possible, and he basically, like, nicety sorta like the thing of, like, you can't say no, but you don't actually want to, like, forced nicety. She can't say that she doesn't actually want it because then she'd blow her cover, so he orders her the strudel, and, she goes to eat it, and he goes, wait for the creme." He says cream, but it's creme in German or French, or I think they're maybe speaking French, 'cause yes, she's French. He
Yeah.
goes, wait for the creme." And I love that line. It's amazing. And then, they put a big topping of cream on it, and she eats it. And then there's the opening of this movie, the with Hans Landa and the farmer, and he orders a big old glass of milk. He has a big old glass of milk from the farmer, and he downs it in one swig. And yeah, so there's multiple memorable food moments in this one. And then I've got another Tarantino film here. I have Pulp Fiction. Pulp Fiction. Any guesses on memorable food moments in Pulp Fiction?
Uh, well, wow, there's a few actually come to
Oh,
mind.
yeah. There are a few.
There's Tim Roth talking to Honey Bunny in the diner. I don't
Mhm.
remember food being a feature of that conversation, but they're in a fucking diner. There's the Royale with cheese, I think,
Yeah.
conversation. Uh,
That's the big well, oh, yeah, yeah, I didn't I sorry, I jumped the gun there. Sorry.
uh, and then there's the like 1950s diner with the dance sequence and stuff. I'm
Mm. Mhm.
pretty
Mhm.
sure there's burgers and fries in between all that dialogue.
Yes, yes. John Travolta orders a steak bloody as hell,
There you go.
and a milkshake, or no, he orders a vanilla Coke. Uma Thurman orders a milkshake. But, Trevor, those are all great examples. I'm gonna have to say you are incorrect, though,
Shit.
'cause the scene I was thinking of
How do you fuck that up?
the scene I was thinking of is the Big Kahuna Burger scene,
Oh.
where Samuel Jackson says, "That is a tasty burger," and he takes a big
Oh.
old bite of it, and, he says that he doesn't usually get to eat meat because his girlfriend's vegetarian, which means he's vegetarian too. Great food moment there before they blow those people in that apartment away. But like, all those the ones you said too are great examples. And yeah, a lot of memorable food moments in Tarantino movies. I had thought of Reservoir Dogs, the opening of that one, the tipping scene. That one, obviously, they're kind of already done eating, but they are sipping coffee. And I believe Michael Madsen, partway through the movie, is drinking a Coke or a milkshake or something like that, when he's got the guy in his trunk. Um, I did do a little research, and a lot of people were saying the Hateful Eight beef stew scene, which I don't totally remember, but that was getting a lot of traction on Reddit under what's your favorite food scene in movies. So yeah, Tarantino, he's got a lot of them. This guy loves incorporating food into his films.
Yeah, I hadn't put that together until you ran through a decent chunk of his filmography just then, and yeah, that makes sense. And I forget where the quote comes from, but it's like if you want to know a thing, watch it while it eats. Like if you
Mm-hmm.
want to know the true nature of a thing, watch it as it eats.
Yeah.
And I think that probably that's probably not a universal truth or anything, but I think from a narrative standpoint, from a storytelling standpoint, it's a tool, like, for
Mhm.
sure. Like, there's blunt examples of it, like the Lord of the Rings thing where there's just all the macro shots of the fella stuffing his mouth while, like, horrible things are happening to all the people around him and stuff.
Mhm.
Like, it is a powerful tool to demonstrate character.
Mhm.
Like, if you
Yep.
if you see, like, somebody who perhaps, like, projects, like, a cleanliness or, like, a put togetherness that just completely dissipates when they're eating or something, it's like, "Hmm, I don't entirely know what that means, but it has me thinking about that person and about the dimensionality of that person." So I bet you it's just, like, one of those things that's, like, 1, it might just be a personal interest of the writer or the filmmaker, but 2, it's also, like, it's a handy shorthand sometimes, like, it's a nice visual demonstration of, like, a character's behavior, and also, like, their tastes as well. Like, that tells you a
Mhm.
little something about, like, what they gravitate towards, what kind of cuisine that this character would prefer or something.
I also feel like, well, it's relatable because, everybody eats, so it's something that everybody can relate to in some way.
Everybody eats, everybody poops.
Yep, and, I do feel like Tarantino might be kind of the guy similar to me where, if KFC comes out with a sandwich that is like a piece of chicken in between 2 other pieces of chicken as the bun, like, you have to go try that. Like, I feel like he's such a pop culture sorta guy that I feel like he would be the one that would be, going to Arby's for their steak bites and that sort of maybe not so much anymore, but certainly early on in his career, I feel like he was that kinda guy.
Yeah,
So,
I could see that. Like, he does seem to have a healthy nostalgia for, like, more not necessarily, like, humble times, but just, like, when things were done a little bit differently, like
mhm,
the retro diner thing featured in a film from the 1990s when I think we were doing the 1950s nostalgia in the 70s. It's like we're already 20 years past this, but it's like,
mhm.
you wanna reach back a little bit. But yeah, I could totally see him being, like, into that. Like,
Mhm.
just, like, whatever the stupid little trend is or something, it's like, "Sure, why not? I'll
He
quietly sample that."
he needs to stay up on what the people are talking about, including everything regarding him, but he needs to stay up on the common people. Maybe not anymore, I don't know, but back in the day, I feel like he was that kinda guy.
I feel like he does have, like, a healthy fascination with trends. Like,
I
he's
mean, he was just at the Fortnite. Did you see that? Where he was at the Kill Bill did something in
Oh,
Fortnite, and he was
yeah,
just at
yeah,
the
yeah.
Fortnite premiere. I mean, if that's not a better example of that, then come on.
See, I can't keep track of all this stuff because of the preponderance of AI videos these days. It's
Yeah,
like you
yeah.
see things like that and just there's a part of your brain that's like, "I don't know if this is a
No
thing
way
or not," and
Tarantino's
and then you
no
find out it is real, and you're like, "Oh, shit, you've had me fooled."
no way Tarantino's mean mugging on the Fortnite red carpet, whatever that means, but, no, he was there, he was there.
Yeah, yeah, he was there. It happened. Yeah, there's a scene done in the Fortnite engine or something. I don't know if they actually have an engine or not, or if it's just a
Yeah, I don't know.
platform. I don't imagine it's a graphic engine,
Yeah.
but yeah, that's a thing that happened. Tenet was screened
Mhm.
through Fortnite. Brad was there.
Mhm. Oh, yeah, I had to or no, 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 it was, Inception.
Inception.
I was hoping that Tenet would premiere and because it was, during 2020, and I was like, It's gonna happen, it's gonna happen."
God, that's a funny thing to think that Fortnite has been around that long.
Yeah, it is kinda wild, yeah,
Inception
yeah,
was a while ago.
yeah, yeah,
Well,
but
yeah, but okay. So falls to me to pick the next one. So you did a couple of very mainstream examples.
mhm,
Let's ease into the pool.
m'kay.
Let's start with familiar things early. I'm just playing off of Brad. It's Brad's fault. So I'm gonna do one that requires zero thought on your part for this particular game.
Hmm,
Really, like this is a no brainer. This is the easiest thing. I'm pretty sure you have this set aside, honestly. Uh, so I have here a incomplete box set. It says complete on the cover. Has since been proven incorrect. Is now outmoded. I have here on Blu-ray, not 4K, because I bought this a long time ago. Indiana Jones: Complete Adventures, as directed entirely. This is the first four films. by Senor Steven Spielbergo himself, with a little help, a few like some constant niggling comments from George Lucas on the side. This is the first 4 films, and of course, Brad, what movie, what scene am I talking about when it comes to food in the first 4 Indiana Jones films?
I mean, the one that immediately jumps to mind I'd have to use the cancel button for. Would that be the one you're thinking
Yeah,
of?
do you have your cancel button
I
handy?
could probably get it. Hang on, let me see if I can. I don't have it
Well,
handy right now, but I can get
I gotta pee.
it.
uh, anyway, uh, the answer is the Temple of Doom, the dining sequence at
Mhm.
Pancot Palace, I believe is the name of the location. Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. It's a very memorable sequence. I'm pretty sure contemporary audiences might have a bone to pick with that entire movie, probably that sequence in particular, because it is cartoonish and presumably stereotypical. I don't actually. There it is. Thank you, Brad, for the custom cinema speak canceled button.
When we play that sound effect, it acknowledges any problems, any canceling, any but now you're free to talk about it freely.
so
We've acknowledged everything we need to say by playing that sound.
so Brad, hover your finger over the button, please. This would be an example of the proper use of
Mhm.
okay, so hypothetical example. Like, okay, so welcome to Catching Up on Cinema. I'm Trevor, this is Brad, and today we're going to be talking about the film Braveheart, as directed by Mel Gibson.
Yeah, yep, and now you don't even need to acknowledge it. It's like we've acknowledged it. We can just now we're just talk about the movie. We're good. We're good.
Speaking of which, Flight Risk, I think, is on HBO on the front page of HBO right now.
Yeah, you might. You never saw that, did you?
I did not, but I kind of
Mm.
want to see Bald Marky Mark in a garbage ass movie.
It's bad. It's bad.
That's
It's,
what you told me. You and I were both hyped for that for a variety of reasons. Like none of them good, but it's just like a morbid curiosity.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing with, like, obviously Mel Gibson, bad guy, but, like, up until Flight Risk, his track record for his dir directing movies was pretty good, and then Flight Risk came out, and it's like, "Alright, this guy,
Yeah.
he's done."
What happened
Yeah.
here? Because yeah, no, like that's the unfortunate truth of talking about a lot of Hollywood personalities is there's an awful lot of scum in there.
Mhm.
So the common practice between Kyle and I in talking like on catching up on cinema is we preface things by saying alleged or confirmed bad
Mhm.
person.
Yeah.
So like a confirmed
Yep.
bad person, Mel Gibson, or alleged bad person, or like Kyle always finds ways to bring these people up. You see, I had to get out in front of it in some small way. So it's like Roman
Mhm.
Polanski, that was a good director. It's like, thanks, Kyle. Yeah, let's talk about him for the next half hour. It's like
Yeah.
Mel Gibson, he's a good director. Yeah, he is a good director. He's also a lot of other things to a lot of other people, but at the end of the day, it doesn't stop us from having the conversation. It's just like one of the. It's just like a. I know, but we move on.
Mhm.
And yeah, Mel Gibson's track record as a filmmaker is really good up to that point, honestly.
I mean, you haven't seen Flight Risk, so as far as you know, still good. You have to watch it to see for yourself.
It's still good. It's just a little soggy. It's still
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
It's just a little Topher Gracie. It's still good. No, I heard it was really, really bad. That the gimmick with the slipcover for the disc is maybe the best marketing I've ever
That
seen.
is good. I do love
That is
that.
absolutely incredible, folks. If you haven't seen it, basically, it's Marky Mark has a question. He has a monkey butt hairline in that film, and the slipcase has he's wearing a hat with the slipcase, and then when you pull up the slipcase, his hat comes off, and you see his bad hairline. Are you gonna do a screen share, Brad?
Yeah, I'm trying to find it. Maybe is it the Steelbook? Oh, it's the Steelbook, I think.
I think so. Like, I don't think it's like the standard release, but that was very clever, and they really did make that a part of the marketing for that movie because it's in the trailers. Like, it's treated as a reveal that like Marky Mark's got a bad hairline in this movie. He's not even fully bald; he's just mostly bald. He looks like a mandrill's ass walking away from you. That's what a monkey butt is, in case you didn't know. It's the view of a monkey walking away from you with its ass with
All
its
right,
bare
hold on.
ass cheeks
There we
hanging out.
go. There it is. That's pretty good, right? That is pretty good.
I mean, look at that. It's just a transparent piece of plastic with a hat on it, and then, and then you pull it up, and I like his expression too. Where it's
Yeah.
like he's so serious.
He looks a little constipated, to be honest.
It does. It's a small plane, Brad. Where do you go
Yeah.
with? What do you
Yeah.
do with that? What
Yeah.
do you do with that? I don't know.
Yeah. Well, they had some fun with that. They did have some fun with that, but
Yeah, I will watch that movie. Like it baffles me that HBO of all streaming services would put that movie on its front page, but it's
mhm.
there right now. You can
I
find
saw
it.
I saw it the other day. Yeah, I did see it.
Really,
Yeah.
that does baffle me. Like that network in particular. That for some reason that just seems like exactly the one I wouldn't expect to do that. Like Paramount. That's who I would expect to do that.
Yeah, yeah, it
Because
does seem like it would.
Paramount is going a certain direction with their programming for sure. Like
Yeah.
they know who they're looking for, and it's people who like Yellowstone.
Yep.
That's all we got.
That does
Is
seem like it would fit their demographic pretty well.
we got UFC fans, we got Yellowstone fans, and what else we got? The Star Trek zealots who
Mhm.
just cannot help themselves. Where it's like none of this shit's good, but you're gonna drink your slop.
It's not Yellowstone fans anymore, it's Landman fans. Yellowstone is
Landman, that's
dead,
right.
it's
That's the
Landman is
name.
what it's
The
all about now.
Tulsa King. Tulsa
Mhm.
King and Landman.
Yep.
That's the new hotness. Yellowstone is old and busted.
Yep, that's done.
Speaking of which, whatever happened to that Horizon uh series of films? Because I know the first one came out, but zero marketing from what I could tell. Like
Yeah,
Kevin
2
Costner did was given no favors from what I could tell.
2 is done, just
Done.
is yeah, I think it premiered at, it premiered somewhere, I don't know if it was Cannes or Venice or somewhere Horizon Part 2 has premiered, but it just no I mean, the first one was a bomb, and it just has no release date or anything like that, and
And
it's
what the fuck kind of slap fight did he and Taylor Sheridan get into? Because like
yeah,
seriously, he's been just cut loose and set adrift.
yeah.
It's bizarre. I don't know what happened.
I do wanna see Horizon, and I was kinda like, "Well, I'll wait," because I didn't see the first one when it first came out, so I was like, "Well, I'll at least wait until part 2 is coming out so I don't I can be fresh." But I don't know. I don't know if it's ever coming out. I gotta go and watch it on HBO or whatever it's on now so I can, um, you know, yeah, drum up interest so they'll release it.
Yeah, I mean it's funny because I don't have any particular affinity or attachment for the current crop of Kevin Costner products or anything, or the man himself really, but just
Mhm,
the ambition and scale of the project alone, and also the Western trappings of it. It's like I have a healthy interest in Horizon,
mhm.
but Hollywood, like just like the filmmaking landscape, just somebody's mad at him and does not want those movies to do well or something.
Mhm. Yeah.
Anyway, Temple of Doom features beetles' asses getting eaten, beetles' abdomens getting eaten as a delicacy, eyeball soup, uh, chilled a monkey brains, to quote the gentleman who tells Willie what you're being served for dessert. Any number of bugs. There's like a python platter of some sort with eels inside of it. It's just a myriads of sight gags essentially. It's Spielberg channeling his inner child as he often
Mhm.
does, indulging himself a little bit. It actually cuts really well, if you ask me, to the dialogue because there's a lot of somewhat dry dialogue being exchanged that is important, but it's not especially like flowery or engaging. So to have things to cut away to and to show that there's like an A and a B plot to this narrative portion of the film, showing Indy has serious business that he's trying to do some serious detective work while Willie's just trying to survive the experience. It's kind of there's a fun bouncy like interplay going on between those two like tones.
Mhm.
So I actually like the way it cuts together pretty well. Um all the stereotyping and all that business. Yeah, people are allowed to feel how they want to feel about all that. I saw it when I was a child through that lens, so of course I just didn't care, didn't think of it in those terms. Um, But yeah, it's just a series of sight gags involving food, like strange foods, disgusting, quote unquote, disgusting foods and such. Um, and it does feel like Spielberg like tapping into his childhood or something because he grew up with sisters, as far as I know. Like if the Fablemans tells me anything, then he grew up with sisters, and you
Yeah.
know I'm sure he was the kind of kid who threw worms into sisters' hair and stuff, and it basically has that kind of vibe. In fact, everything involving Willie is just that. The bug tunnel is my favorite example of that. We are going to die is maybe the funniest fucking thing in any of those movies. On just that
Yep.
that frown he gives
I love that.
Harrison Ford. That's it's magical. It's special. But anyway, yeah, the dining sequence in Temple of Doom is my first favorite feast.
And that one is
Um,
definitely a feast. That is a good pick as for terms of like a full-on feast because it is a full dinner. It is a full table filled with things, and yeah, that's a good pick.
Yeah, it might be one of it's probably the best and only example of such a thing among all my picks. So
Mhm.
look forward to some finagling and some lawyering going on. But so Brad, what is your next favorite feast pick?
Um, let's go with this one here, and this one, I think this one will be pretty obvious, and it's a movie that I'm know you and I have talked about. I think you did a full episode on this, so it's been covered. Not we don't need to spend a ton of time on it, but here I have, and let me get ready to flip the camera here. I have from 2024 the release of The Substance.
Oh,
The Substance, which maybe has I was trying to think if there's multiple scenes in here, but there's one that I think is kind of obvious. Do you have any guess on what I could be referring to in The Substance?
probably the stuffing her face sequence where she's very venomously lashing out at her other self.
Oh, see, I didn't even think of that one.
Oh, well,
That's a great one though.
there's also a bit where it's post that, wherein a piece of food comes out of a part of your body that you wouldn't expect a piece of food to come out of.
That too. That too. I didn't.
But I think I know what it is, Brad, and it's an amazing bit of filmmaking, just like subtle as a sledgehammer. But if you if you understand, like if you go into the substance understanding that or no, actually, it's better to just go in blind, but
Mhm,
discovering that is really fun. Where it's like, oh, like there's no subtlety in this.
mhm.
Shrimp,
Yep,
shrimp,
yep.
of course,
Dennis
Dennis
Quaid
Quaid
eating shrimp.
and Dennis Quaid on the box. He deserves to be on the box because like
Mhm.
alleged bad person Dennis Quaid gives a hell of a performance in that. He understood the
He's
assignment.
great.
I don't know
Yeah.
how much acting is going on, but he's really, really good in that role.
Yeah, no, I really liked him in that, and, he's whether it's, a good acting or he's just, fits the role great. He's great as a kind of a skeevy kind of bad guy, and, that shrimp eating scene is phenomenal.
That reminds me, I need to put him on my soundboard. You're so fine. Maybe, baby, you're so
Yeah,
fine.
that's been referenced so many times, you gotta get that on there.
Every single time we talk about him on the podcast, which is an alarming number of
Mhm,
times.
mhm.
Yeah, folks, look it up. Dennis Quaid has a dad rock band. It's like easy listening, like surfer rock. Uh, and yeah, he has a song called "You're So Fine" that he performed on a like the equivalent of like a morning talk show.
Mhm.
And so Kyle he taught me about that. He showed me the clip, and then I have incorporated it into the edit of many episodes. It is thoroughly embarrassing, but utterly delightful.
Real quick here, because I'm maybe you've seen this and I've seen it discussed all over the interwebs, but I don't know if we've specifically talked about it on the show. On the release of the substance here, we have they do the thing of Demi Moore is on the Blu-ray and Margaret Qualley is the 4K. So, it's like
Oh,
the idea of the better version of yourself kind of thing.
yeah, that's layered. That's clever.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
I
Pretty
mean,
clever.
one, it gives you both actresses, but yeah, that subtle technical detail.
Mhm.
That's cute. I like that.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
We're
Pretty
we're
good.
talking actual discs on Tales from the Shelf. That
Oh,
doesn't
yeah.
happen all the time.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, gotta get into the actual discs here. But yeah, I think it's the only, Mubi release that I own. So there you go.
I always forget about Mubi. I've been watching a decent amount of Tubi lately,
Mhm.
because I've been watching a lot of, so, for the month ahead, some programming news. We're actually putting out content, on catching up on cinema. Wow, it's been a minute. My buddy Levi, who has a YouTube channel called Your Captain Speaking, talking about men's fiction. He basically he and I he came up with the idea. He was kind of the one who spearheaded it, like really encourage like didn't like twist my arm or anything, but he kind of was he served as the impetus for the idea. Anyway, we're going to be doing a Barbarian Cinema Month here, catching up on cinema. So we're going to be talking about barbarian movies from the 1980s. Um, anyway, I've been doing a lot of quote unquote research about that particular subgenre of fantasy cinema, and a lot of those movies are on Tubi.
Mm.
I watched Kroll the other day, which is an adequate film.
I
Kroll has
love
some
Crawl.
memorable imagery. It has an amazing score, but yikes, it's not a great movie, honestly. But a lot of effort, though. A lot of money, a lot of effort is in that movie. Like the money's on the screen for sure. So many optical effects. But yeah, I always forget about Mubi. Is Mubi a free service or is it like what
No,
is it
it's
exactly?
paid. It's paid. And we don't need to get into it here, but we can off air. Mubi is getting close to the cancel button apparently. They were in some controversy this year, which don't need to get into it here, but they had some issues
O-
apparently. So
Okay.
you can look that up on in your own time.
We will not besmirch the name of Mubi in a public venue. It's
Yeah.
like-
But yeah, they've I subscribed to them a few times. There's been a
Okay.
few things I've wanted to watch, and that's the it seems like they're trying to get into the Criterion channel zone, the cinephile streaming service, but um little pricey.
Yeah, we're seeing a lot of interesting movement in distribution these days, like production and distribution of films and content. Because like we have Mubi, who has their name all over the substance, which has become a movie with a cultural footprint. I don't know how financially successful it has been, but
I think
people
it did
know the
pretty well. It
substance.
did pretty well for them, I think. It was
I
kind of
imagine.
yeah, yeah.
Um, and then you have like A24. I feel has like plateaued a little bit. Like
Mhm.
confidence in them has not waned, but I think it's sadly become a meme unto itself. Where now there's like that meme of like I only watch A24 films for like the Zoomers out there. It's
Mhm.
like it's shorthand for like I only watch quality products. It's like no, it just means that you're narrowing your scope, dipshit.
Mhm.
It's like there's quality everywhere. You just have to look for it. But it's become a meme unto itself, and also they've had a couple of misses here and there, and they've dipped into some genres where it's like it's not cohesive with their brand. So they're clearly trying to expand, trying to diversify, but it's a slow and ugly process. So admirable that they're trying, but just hasn't it's not singing just yet. But then you have like Neon, who seem to be surging at the moment. Like they
Yeah.
really seem to
Yeah.
be gaining a lot of ground. They seem to be like taking the niche of A24, like the little bit of power vacuum there. And they've had a lot of big successes. Um, and then Shout Studios is now a thing. And Vinegar
Mhm.
Syndrome, I think, is also a thing. So you have disc publishers and distributors now, like the physical media people, now actually making the movies. And so it's created this interesting ecosystem where it's like collecting of contemporary physical media is an inherently niche market. It's not for everybody. Like Brad and I have a shit ton of these discs, but how many people do you know, Brad, that even have a Blu-ray player? I mean, you may be an exception because a lot of your friends, like some of them even went to film school and have a lot of enthusiasm about movies. But like speaking for myself, not everybody I know has a Blu-ray player.
Most normal people don't.
Yeah.
Um, actually, I should say all normal people don't. If you have one, you're not normal anymore.
Yeah. No,
No.
it's a little bit of a niche thing, and because of that, it's it's interesting to see the people who are obtaining the rights to these discs and releasing them have that, like, one-to-one connection with the people consuming the product. So it's like it
Mhm.
stands to reason, kinda similar to, like, data harvesting from, like, an Amazon or Netflix or whoever. It'll give you like, watching the trends in the market will teach you a little bit about what kind of movies to make. Not
Mhm.
just, like, obtain the rights to distribute, but just straight up just make the things that those kind of people would probably want.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, and this is all I feel like this has all happened, like, in the past 5 years or so, and it's fascinating stuff, and so we'll see if movies part of that part of that ecosystem. I don't know. It sounds like Brad's hinting like they might be in trouble.
Well, I don't know about that, but I know they did release the new what's her name, Lynn Ramsey movie with Jennifer Lawrence, and that was did not do too well in theaters. So they haven't really had a big hit since The Substance, I don't think. Um,
Yeah, I
but
was about to say Jennifer Lawrence, that's a name I've not heard since minute
yeah,
now,
yeah,
honestly.
I do want to check out that flick though, but even I didn't get around to seeing it in theaters, and
It's
you
funny,
know,
I did a little bit of that recently where I watched some stuff that I just knew I wanted to watch, but, you know, you put it off and you put it off and you put it off. Like,
hmm
I'll ask you as I finish up this thought here, Brad, but, like, what if you've had any of those recently, but, mine was The Front Runner, if you even know what that
mm,
movie is.
hmm hmm That's the is that the Hugh Jackman one?
It is.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
hmm
it's about a politician from 1988, a presidential candidate who, had a media scandal and subsequently dipped out of the presidential race. I think it's Jason Reitman, maybe.
hmm
Maybe not directed, certainly wrote, I think.
I think he directed it too, I
I
wanna
think
say.
you're right, I
Yeah.
just wasn't positive. It starts out really good, and the technical filmmaking is there for sure. It's just I think it's unfortunate I think it's unfortunate that it's based on a true story because it feels a little hamstrung where it's like, "This is what happened." It's like, "Well, you know, what happened wasn't exactly that thrilling, so
Mhm.
maybe
Yeah.
spice it up a bit. We need a car chase, damn it."
Yeah, yeah.
Deadpool needs to show up. He needs to port in and we need to throw hands for a bit. We
Yeah,
need some Madonna on the fucking on the soundtrack.
Jason Reitman, hasn't quite, delivered up to what he was, hyped up to be initially,
That's
you
what
know?
I understand is he's made really good films, but it seems
Mhm.
like they're in the past, like, he's in a slump as far as I understand.
Yeah, yeah, I
Competent
would
filmmaker
say
for
so.
sure, though, like, I
Yeah.
wouldn't say I don't think he's made anything, like, outright bad, but
He's kinda becoming this generation's Ron Howard, just very, very competent and,
speaking of which, where are you at with that? Are you done? Did you start the docs?
I'm getting into the doc era. I did just
Wow.
watch last night, and this kind of fits into the movie you've been putting off for a long time. I bought this on Blu-ray back when it first came out, like 2015 or whatever. So I've had it for almost 10 years. In the Heart of the Sea.
Oh, yeah, I
The
still haven't watched that. I'd
Yeah,
actually like to.
it was actually I kind of dug it. I mean, it's not
Yeah,
amazing,
I
but
thought
it's
it looked
pretty
good.
good. Yeah, yeah. I will say watching it 10 years later, the effects have not all held up very well. There are some very bad moments involving, just, some effects sequences, but, I kinda dug it. I kinda dug it. It was fun. They could have leaned more into the, uh, grittiness of the survival story. Like, it's a little vanilla, and maybe that makes sense coming from Ronnie Howard. But no, I thought it was pretty good. I liked it.
Yeah, no, I actually had some enthusiasm when I heard it announced, and then
Mhm,
it's very similar to The Front Runner, like,
mhm.
kinda close in year of its release as
Yeah,
well.
I think so, yeah, yeah,
It's like
yeah.
late 2010s or something, and it just
Mhm.
I'll get around to it eventually, but just haven't. But yeah, I
Yep.
just decided to do a bit of housekeeping the other day where I rewatched Bad Education, as you do. For some reason, I love that movie for some
Mhm.
reason.
That is a good one.
I
Yeah.
don't know what it is about. Like I really can't put my finger on it because it's really not what you would think of when you think of me. But It doesn't have Scott Adkins in it, for fuck's sake. But I've seen it like 3 times at this point.
Are you preparing for Hugh Jackman's upcoming movie where he plays a guy in a Neil Diamond cover band? Is that what you're doing? You're going through the whole
Oh,
filmography?
I didn't remember that until you just mentioned it. I caught a trailer for that, I think, in the theater. No, God, no.
Okay, all right.
No, I just wanted to see Hugh Jackman with a shitty haircut. Simple joys in life. Seriously, he has really bad hair in both of the movies I watched him in.
I think he has really bad hair in the Neil Diamond movie.
You need to have sideburns, Brad. It's you need to just have something. It doesn't have to be like mutton chops or anything, but just like when there's nothing below the ear, I start to get skeptical. It's like, I don't know if I can trust this guy. This guy might be a Borg. Anyway, I think that was your pick.
That was my pick.
You did the substance, so it's to me. Wow, we are just all over the place. By the way, Harrison, if you're watching, hello. Harrison goes by Grief Burrito online. He's a really awesome guy. A lot of technical skill on this fella, Harrison. He's been on Catching Up on Cinema a couple of times, I think. He had me on his show, Grief Burrito, a couple of times. And we chat on Discord every once in a while. I watch his streams while I'm supposed to be working because he's in the UK and the time difference makes it work out that way. But anyway, if you're still here, buddy, hi. Okay, what's it going to be? Oh, you set me up for this one. And this is going to be not a feast. Actually, I have a lot of inverse of feasts in my picks, Brad. Like, what I mean by that is things where food is consumed, but food is not plentiful. Where it's like it's not a feast, but the food carries weight and meaning in the moment of in the context of the film.
When thinking about this, a lot my mind, and I don't know even know if I found any examples of this, but I was thinking of like survival movies. You know, like I was thinking like The Mist. I was like, is there any significant eating in The Mist? And I actually couldn't think of really much where they actually eat in The Mist, even though it's in a grocery store. But that kind of thing.
That's funny.
End of the world sort of stuff, you know.
I think maybe that's the point, is that because it's in a grocery store, there's no narrative reason why you would need to consider what people are doing for food because they're surrounded by it. It's not like a wilderness survival story or something where it's like that's something that if you don't address it, then people are going to be asking about it.
Or in the heart of the sea where they're eating seagull eggs.
Yeah, see, that would be an example of what I'm going for here. Where it's like it's because they don't have food that the food actually, while not plentiful, actually carries a lot of weight. So I have here, you set me up for this, so you had this coming. I don't actually know if I haven't checked your letterbox. I'm not watching it like a hawk like you watch mine, Brad. So I don't actually know if you've rewatched this one recently. I have a feeling you have. And I've been trying to get my fiance to watch this for like 5 years. Cinderella Man.
Ah, yes.
Cinderella Man. So, Brad,
I did. It was a first time watch for me, actually, but I did watch it. Yeah.
Okay, so you did watch this recently.
Yeah, within the last week or two, I think. Yeah,
it's pretty good. It's not amazing, but it's pretty good. Especially nice to look at. Like the production design and like the costuming and stuff carry some weight on this one.
And I think the boxing scenes are pretty well done. Like
they are actually.
In terms of Ron, like it's one of his better directed efforts, I think.
I think so. I think Cinderella Man's just a good film overall, but from a technical standpoint and a performance standpoint, I think there's good stuff in here. Like Paul Giamatti's doing Giamatti-isms, and Russell Crowe's doing a thing. Renee Zellweger is just chewing on that accent in the best of ways. But you're actually right. The boxing in this film is pretty dang good by most standards. Like it's not like a Rocky Balboa movie where like every single blow lands like just you block with your fucking face. A lot of it comes down to like period details where like the style of boxing largely feels of its time. Like there's a different look and there's different techniques that were utilized in this particular vintage of the sport. All that aside, Brad, what example of food in this film? What is the reason for me picking Cinderella?
Well, I don't remember any specific, like the specific scene, but it's got to be with the Great Depression where they're rationing their food, And is there not a moment where he gives his daughter his food or something, or he gives her his share, something like that?
Yeah, you got it.
Mhm.
It's that sequence. So yeah, it's depression era. Food is scarce. Money is maybe equally scarce. So Jim Braddock has several kids, and I think his daughter's name is Lucy. There's a sequence where she wakes up early in the morning when he's setting off for work, and she's not supposed to be awake. So the hope is like he'll slip out before they have to deal with this. Anyway, there's a sequence where they have like a slice of bologna, like
That's
the
right, yeah.
saddest slice of bologna. It looks like a half ball, if you know what that is, like the rubberized like half ball. Like that's what
Mhm.
bologna looks like when you pan fry it. And also milk. They dilute the milk.
Ah, that's right, yeah,
That's
yeah.
like one of those small details that's like that carries weight when like mom turns her back to the kids and runs the bottle of milk under the faucet for a couple of seconds to juice the milk.
Mhm,
Like
mhm.
that's how you know shit's bad
You ca
when you
and
have
it's because they missed the payment from the milkman, they didn't get their delivery, so they had to, yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
Yeah. So the him giving up the sole slice of bologna to his child, like he writes it off. It's very heartwarming. The whole movie kind of has that vibe to it, but Jim Braddock is like painted in almost like a saintly manner in this movie. It's a little distracting sometimes, but it gets you in the feels. He writes it off as like, "Oh, I had a dream, daughter of mine, where I ate a really big meal and I
Mhm,
can't eat anything this morning. I'm too full." So he gives up his meal to his kids, and mom juices the milk while they're distracted, and then he sets off to work. And it's just a very memorable moment where it's like food meant a lot, and him making the sacrifice for his family meant a lot.
mhm,
But yeah, I actually like this movie. I've been trying to get my fucking fiance to watch it for years. She just won't do it. I think it's because that stuff, like she knows it's gonna like make her feel things that she'd rather not feel. Where it's like, oh
mhm.
man, there's like kids that are starving. This doesn't make me feel good.
Right. Yeah, no, I actually, watching it, I guess I didn't know specifically that it took place during the Depression, like, I knew it was, you know, early 1900s or whenever, but I didn't know it was specifically during the Depression, and, I thought it was a really well done snapshot of Depression era America, like, I was trying to think what other great Depression movies are there where you're actually, like, with a normal family and seeing the things like that of diluting the milk, and there's not as many as I could think of off the top of my head. Like the Cinderella Man definitely felt like something you would watch in middle school in a middle school history class or something. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, no, I mean, I went to a school that showed us Glory at one
Hmm.
point.
Oh yeah,
So
we saw Glory. Hmm.
yeah, and same with what Roots, the TV special.
Yeah, we never
But
watched Roots. Mm-mm.
well, yeah, I remember having to watch. Pepsi presents Roots, by the way.
Mm, yeah.
I'll never forget that. I think it was either Roots or Glory. It was Pepsi presents either one of those because
Yeah.
it wasn't the retail copy of the movie. It was clearly taped from television.
School couldn't afford the real copy.
Apparently not. I'll never forget that. Like, there's like, it may have been Roots because I think it was LeVar Burton like introduces the film and it's like Pepsi presents Roots. It's like, oh shit, corporate Roots.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
amazing.
That's
Anyway,
good.
Cinderella Man was my pick. So
Good
hey,
pick
buddy,
though. Good
what?
pick.
Yeah, what's your next favorite feast?
All right. I got a really good one here, and this was courtesy of that Reddit thread where I looked up best food moments in cinema, and somebody posted this, and I was like, "Oh, that is it to a T. The moment we are looking for, the thing we're looking for in this episode." And I have one of the one of the greats, underrated, I think. We have M. Night Shyamalan's Signs.
Yo.
Signs. Do you have a guess on the moment that I'm referring to here?
It's funny, food doesn't really come to mind when I think of signs. I think of I don't actually have it on my soundboard, Brad. I know you do. Joaquin Phoenix going, "Oh."
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I
Yep.
think of that. And I think of, because I'm reminded of this every day of my existence at this point in my life, Brad, I think of half-filled glasses of water strewn about the house,
Yeah,
because I
yeah.
that is my current reality, living with my fiance.
You're prepared for the alien invasion.
Yeah, I mean, it sucks because I can't tell her that because she hasn't seen it, and I don't
Mm.
wanna spoil that because I actually think it's a really good movie.
You gotta sit her down and watch that then, so you can make that joke all the
Yeah,
time. Like,
I mean, that's the thing. It's like you married into a Jewish family solely for the jokes.
yeah,
It's like Tim Watley. I mean, it's
yeah,
that kind of thing where it's like you made me watch this movie just so you could make jokes about it.
yeah. It'll be good for the bit.
I mean, why else would you watch a movie? Why
Yeah.
else would I share this film with you?
Mhm.
But yeah, I so
Mhm.
desperately need her to know that because I laugh about it all, like whenever I'm picking up her glasses all over the bedroom. And she's like, "Why is that funny?" You don't get it. I'm sorry. Anyway,
Mhm.
no, I actually can't recall what oh, oh, it's when Mel gets mad at them and he just
Mhm.
keeps eating, he eats and he starts crying.
Yep, yep. The scene where it's their quote unquote last supper
Yeah.
potentially, and he
He
says
gets mad.
and Joaquin's like, we got to eat something quick. Let's just have some sandwiches. And Mel says, "What do you want for dinner?"
That's
And
right.
he's like, I forget. I know the Culkin says mashed potatoes.
The Culkin.
The Culkin, I forget which one it is.
That's my thought too. The Culkin.
Well, which one is it?
I don't know.
Kieran? I can't remember.
There's so goddamn
It's
many
got to
of
be Kieran. I don't think it's is it Rory? I don't know. Anyway, Joaquin says chicken teriyaki.
them.
Mel, I believe, is a cheeseburger, extra rare, I think. I think it's a burger. And then I don't remember what the daughter says. I can't remember, but and she's the one that specifically starts it off where she's like, "I want," and Joaquin's like, "No, we don't have time for that." And Mel's like, "That sounds great."
Confirmed bad person Mel Gibson. Hosts the feast.
Yeah. Yeah, we already covered that, but
His
amazing scene of just
it's
everything on
amazing
the
actually.
table and him,
That
scarfing everything down and
shit, you just
crying
remind
and
another drop that needs to be on your board and mine, both of ours, today in fact. I am insane with anger.
That's a good one. Yeah, that's good. That's good.
We
Yep.
that needs to be on the board. I am insane with anger.
Yeah.
No, it's incredible because he gets mad at them because they're like when they have the food in front of them, like they're hesitant to start eating it. And then he's like, "We're gonna eat this food," and he's like, "Nom, nom, nom," and he starts
Mhm.
crying halfway through. It's
I
great.
bel and I believe it must be I'm looking at images here. The daughter has noodles in front of her. It must be spaghetti.
I could see that. I could
She
see a
must say,
little
"I want
girl going
spaghetti."
for spaghetti,
Yeah, but,
sketty.
I love that idea, it's like the world is ending and having, "What do you want?" Like, "Let's make something we actually all want." Signs rocks. I love it.
Yeah, it's prime Shyamalan. It is one of his best movies. I've told the story before, but I have a friend who went to see it completely blind, and
Mhm,
it ended up being like a core memory for him, like one of his
mhm,
best film going experiences. Where I think he just got back from military service or something, and he was just like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna go see a movie." And he hadn't seen any trailers, he hadn't read any articles, he just saw in the marquee Signs, and he's like, "Buying a ticket for Signs. I don't know
mhm.
who's in it, I don't know what it is." And they sat down, he was like, "Oh my god, what is this? This is amazing."
That is the way to do it. That is great.
Yeah, and he forevermore that created like this thought in his mind that he's always searching for that experience to be repeated in his life. So he's like a no trailer guy.
Mhm.
Like he
No,
he
I get it. I respect that.
yeah, that's his relationship to things. I'm not that kind of guy. Like I like to seek. I don't like to just wander into something. I like to
Mhm,
to seek something out, build up that healthy amount of hype going in, know why I'm going in, and then be disappointed.
mhm.
Speaking of which, I woke up to Scott Adkins' news this morning, Brad.
Oh.
The Rip I think is the title of the movie. It's a Netflix movie. It's directed by Joe Carnahan, who's done some good stuff. I think The Gray was him, so it's a good movie. He's
Mhm.
done a few decent movies, like not across the board, but he is semi competent for sure. Um, Semi reputable, I guess, is what I would say. He's definitely competent, but anyway, it's like Ben Affleck and Matt Damon in like a
Oh.
dirty cop movie where it's basically the plot of Sabotage, or Triple Frontier, also starring Ben Affleck, but with police officers, and they're stealing money from from criminals, basically. So it's
Mhm.
like a police heist, like a dirty cop heist movie, and we got a semi reputable director. We have a dedicated showcase shot of Scott Adkins in the trailer, just one, and we have a with credit in the cast list. So with Scott Adkins.
Really?
Yeah,
He's graduated to with?
with Scott Adkins. So it's
That's
like,
pretty good, especially in a Matt Damon, Ben Affleck movie. That's huge.
well, it's also funny because like there was always the there was like the joke that like in terms of like bone structure, he bears just the slightest resemblance to Ben Affleck. And
Mhm.
like when the Batman news for Zack Snyder's go with the character was floating around, like Scott Adkins' name was actually like floated at one point.
Mhm.
So to actually see them do a film together is actually kind of cute in that way. Where it's like, oh, their paths finally crossed. So it could be halfway decent. I'm not expecting much, but it's a thing. It's it's a Scott Adkins movie on fucking Netflix. Doesn't happen
Yeah,
all the time.
yeah, alright, okay. It's on my radar now.
Yeah, no, I'm excited for it. Um, anyway, so you had Signs.
Mhm.
Uh, the pick is to me, and what's it gonna be? So you had Signs, and this. Hmm. Sorry for the hold up. Okay, so in in the spirit of Barbarian Cinema Month, this is these one of these movies is very good. The other one is not. So I have here two Barbarian films in one box. I have on 4K from Scream Factory, Deathstalker, and Deathstalker 2.
Mm.
Now, I don't know if you've seen any Deathstalker films, Brad. Have you?
I have not.
Okay, so that overrules the game.
No voting, no vote, no trying to figure it out.
Yeah. So Deathstalker is kind of an early example of a Conan exploitation film. Conan the Barbarian, starring Arnold Schwarzenegger and directed by John Milius, came out in 1982. And as a result, we were gifted this trend of loincloth clad steroided heroes in the Bronze Age, basically, throughout the 1980s. Deathstalker was Roger Corman's contribution to that. So produced on the cheap, on the quick, with some actors you know, mostly actors you don't. Deathstalker is I've been having a blast writing reviews for all the Deathstalker movies, Brad. I don't know if you've seen that on Letterboxd.
I have I've seen you posting them, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I've actually been writing full length reviews for these movies because for some reason the words just come easier when it's like a semi obscure thing rather than like ET or something, like a movie that like everybody knows and has a lot of thoughts about. For some reason, when it's something nobody cares about, that's when I have more to say about it. Anyway, I've been having a lot of fun subtitling all of these movies as I've been reviewing them. So Deathstalker, I subtitled Deathstalker 1, the Deathstalker that comes before Deathstalker 2. And then
Yeah,
Deathstalker 2 is Deathstalker 2 colon the good one.
the good one.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's the good one. Because Deathstalker 2 is directed by Jim Wynorski, and he's a reputable filmmaker. He does a lot of like kind of like campy, very very campy, uh, like soft, like almost like softcore porn type movies, but always cheeky. Like very, there's a sense of humor and fun about them. It's not so much like as sleazy as it could be.
Mhm.
So like I think Chopping Mall is one of his most famous movies, and that movie has a lot of bare breasts flopping around in it. but it has that air of fun about it where it's like it doesn't seem like anybody was terribly upset working on this film.
Yeah.
Um, so there's like a looseness to it. So it's cartoonish, it's fun, and in fact, Deathstalker 2, like I thought about it when I was watching it, and I was like, you know what? I think like one of the core inspirations behind this movie is like Indiana Jones, Conan the Barbarian, and Hanna-Barbera cartoons.
Oh, really?
Like, there's, like, a Scooby-Doo reference in there, and, like, some of the sound effects are straight out of, like, El Kabong or Magilla Gorilla or something.
Mhm.
It's really fascinating, actually. It's like, I think he had those cartoons in the back of his mind when he's making this movie. Anyway, Deathstalker 2 is legit good. Like, it's legit fun. Like, the dialogue is actually not half bad. It's genuinely funny. It's very self-aware, and surprisingly, the action is easily the most competent of any of the Deathstalker movies. Like, there's an actual, like, 2-minute duel at the end of the movie that has, like, real energy and thought and choreography in it. Like, Deathstalker 1 is kind of a slog. It has no real distinct character to it. It's kind of is a little mean-spirited, as a lot of early Barbarian movies tended to be, kind of, like, aping the tone of Conan the Barbarian, where it's like, it's a harsh world, so the characters kind of carry that about them. So it's just indistinct and just kinda ugly and cheap looking on top of that. So it's like it doesn't have much charm. Anyway, the reason I'm holding this these movies up right now is because there's like again, we're aping Conan the Barbarian. There's a feast slash like there's like a banquet slash orgy that happens in Deathstalker 1, wherein it starts out as like an orgy. There's food being passed around. There's mud wrestling going on. There's people swinging from the chandeliers. There's
Huh.
a pig man who eats a pig.
Sounds like my kind of party here.
There's a pig man who at one point eats a pig head. They make a gag out of it where he regards the pig's head, like the boar's head on the table, and he looks like he's like, "What the fuck? This is morbid." But then he bites into it anyway, and it's actually
Yeah.
kind of a legit funny beat. And there's a great bit where he rips a guy's arm off in passing and uses it to beat someone to death. Where it's like he's punching a guy to the floor, and like he shakes his hand like, "Man, my knuckles are tired." And he's like, "I'll
Mhm.
just take this other guy's arm and just use that to beat this guy." So there's actual fun in there. Anyway, that banquet sequence is clearly a lot of time and effort was invested in shooting and staging and shooting that. Like we hang out there for a long time. We hang out there so long, in fact, that I think we spend an entire decade of cinema in that banquet hall because footage of that sequence finds its way into I think literally every Deathstalker film from 1 to 4. Like
Really?
yes, we use it as stock footage in the remaining 3 Deathstalker films.
That's how standout that sequence is.
Yeah, that's what I would say, but yeah, it's kind of like the sequence from, like, Temple of Doom or something, but or it's basically the sequence from Conan the Barbarian, but with, like, combination of food and sex. Um, Speaking of which, Deathstalker 2025 has kind of, like, quietly become, like, something I'm super hyped for, Brad. I know I told you about it, but, like, do you have any interest?
I might check it out. I'm a little curious, but I have no connection to the franchise. I
That's
mean,
not the point, though. Like, it's not that like, I just
yeah.
told you Deathstalker 2 is the only good Deathstalker movie, like and it's divorced from all the other ones. Like, they have no connective tissue really except for
When
1
you
and
sent me
4.
the trailer for the new one, and I was like, "What the hell is this?"
It's very heavy metal is what it is.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's from, director Steven Kostansky, who, did The Void, he did Frankie Frico, he did Psycho Goreman.
Mhm.
I like his brand. Like, I like what
Okay.
he does. Manborg.
Yeah.
I did a solo review of Manborg. So I like the director. Daniel Bernhardt is the star. Bear McCreary is our composer. That's a enormous get. Slash from Guns N' Roses is listed as a producer, and in fact
Okay.
he's on the soundtrack. His guitar work.
Yeah.
Um, there, somehow it became like one of the movies I am most hyped about. I don't know. I didn't see that coming. That I would care at all about a Deathstalker film, but I'm very, very, very excited to watch that film.
Will you be watching it in preparation for your upcoming, Barbarian month, or
The plan is to close out the month with a full ass review of it.
okay,
So
alright,
I still haven't
nice.
watched it. I'm
Yep,
saving it. I'm
yep,
saving it for the main event or whatever.
mhm,
I'm actually a little bummed that it is a Shout Studios production. It's part of why I mentioned that whole business earlier in this episode. Um, but it had a very, very, very limited theatrical run, one that I didn't get to take advantage of. And I've yet to hear mention of a physical media release for it, but being as it's from Shout, I know it's coming.
yeah,
I
yeah,
just wish it was already here because
mhm,
I know I'm gonna watch it, but it would be nice to just blind buy it because I know I want it
yeah, yeah. Yeah, I think it's just like a what, a digital rental or purchase right now? Is that
right
how you
now.
can
Yeah,
watch it? Yeah, yeah, mhm,
so
yeah.
that's what I'm gonna do. But I'm gonna be really, really pissed if they like announce it the day after I record that episode with Levi.
Probably what'll happen,
That's
yeah.
what's gonna happen. Is like a new 4K of Deathstalker 2025 right after I fucking paid for the digital copy. You sons of bitches.
I'm definitely and, the interest that I would have for it is definitely from the, Steven Kostanski or whatever his name is, because yeah, I generally like his stuff, so,
Yeah.
I had forgotten that he was the director on this one.
No, I have thoughts about it that I'll have my platform to voice them.
Yeah,
But there's
save
so
him,
there,
save him.
yeah, I'm gonna save my ammunition. But just on paper, there's like so much. There's like a poignancy
Mhm,
to that film that it's not obvious. I think to most people, but to me, it's like that's really neat. Actually, like nobody I think ever would have seen that coming. But the fact that's happening, that's really cool.
mhm,
Anyway, that was Deathstalker 1 and 2, the banquet sequence that was recycled over 4 films, probably more because it's a Roger Corman thing, and cannibalizing his own films
mhm.
is that was the de rigueur.
Yep,
So,
reuse that footage.
yeah, we shot it, we're gonna use it. We're gonna use that pig man every chance we get.
Yep.
We made a pig man, we shot a pig man, we're getting a pig man. In our rom-com, we're gonna find a way to work pigmen into this rom-com.
Mhm, mhm.
Okay, so anyway, that was Deathstalker. Brad, you wanna keep going or where are you at with things?
Yeah, I can do at least one more pick. Let me just, decide here.
Alright.
Let's go with hmm, let's go with this one, which now I don't remember the specific food in this scene. I can probably look it up while we're doing this. But the scene is memorable for the what happens after the eating, the vomiting that occurs. But there
Matilda?
is that'd be a good one too. No, I have here it's a Criterion release. I have Triangle of Sadness, which has the iconic puking on the boat scene that happens towards the end of the second act of this movie. Um, and I forget specifically what food they're eating, but it's obviously like they're on this luxury yacht sort of thing, this luxury cruise liner. And yeah, they get stuck in a storm, and the waves get a little crazy. And the food, I want to say it's some sort of the food is not. It's very exotic. Like it's something that you would not think would sound very good or mix well with non-calm waters, rocky waters, and it leads to
Ludafisk.
everybody. Yeah, yeah, it leads to everybody, all the rich people, puking while they're. Some people are trying to eat, and then people start puking. Some are running out and puking, and it's just it's a great, memorable moment. And I will say, it did throw me off a little bit because I think in the trailer, or at least in promo, it must be just for like parental advisory or not being too graphic, but I think in the trailer or at least in all the promo images I saw, all the puking that they show, which is advertised, but they make it where it looks like they're puking up gold.
Yeah, I
And I
think I
thought it
remember that. Yeah.
yeah, and I thought it was gonna be, obviously because 'cause they're rich, and I thought it was gonna be, oh, it's gonna show them puking up gold, and that it's gonna be kind of like a, hitting the nail on the head kind of thing. But no, it's just real puke in the movie. It's actual puke, which is nice.
So they
I appreciate that.
digitally altered it for the promotional materials?
Yeah, yeah, it must be. So, yeah, and I do like the movie a fair bit. It's not my favorite by Ruben Östlund. I still think Force Majeure is his best so far, and I think I do like The Square better than this one as well. But I do really like him and his humor. I just find that this one is kind of a takedown of the rich, and I find that it's not really saying anything all that profound. It's very entertaining, very stylish, very funny. But I think Force Majeure and The Square are much more interesting films, at least in what their commentary is. So it's the typical thing. Maybe it's just me, but the movie that I think is his weakest and his like kind of just most, I guess it makes sense. His most mainstream is the one that gets put in the Criterion Collection, gets all these Oscar nominations, and it's like, it's good, but it's like his kind of safest movie, I guess. But I still really like it. Really great cast, and it is a very fun, entertaining movie.
Yeah, I actually know very little about it other than what Brad has told me, basically, or not told me, but like aired on his podcast, the Cinema Speak podcast. I knew there was a lot of puking, and I knew that you regarded it as being somewhat lesser in Ruben Ostlund's filmography.
hmm
Um, so, like, really, that's all I've ever had to work with when it comes to that movie. But you mentioned Force Majeure and The Square. Funny enough, we've reviewed both of those for catching up on cinema. My
Mm-hmm.
brother was, I think, instrumental in getting me to watch both of those movies, The Square in particular. Um, and I really enjoyed both of those. He does seem to have an interest in like decorum and like societal standards. Like he
hmm
seems to be very interested in the human animal and how it conforms to like certain behaviors when appropriate and convenient, but inherently is not that. And the friction that comes from like societal expectations and human nature and stuff. Um, Both Force Majeure and The Square were very, very, very interesting films. Very well done.
Yeah.
Oh,
I also just I did look up the scene real quick on YouTube just so if I could see what they were eating. It's a multi-course meal, but I know one of the things that they eat is there's like a squid tentacle that they serve to the guests, and hilarious moment in that Woody Harrelson is the captain, and it's the captain's dinner, and I had forgotten that he does not like doing the captain's dinner, and he does not like the fancy exotic food that the rich pretend to enjoy or try to enjoy, where they bring out the food and they lift up the serving platter and they reveal what everybody's gets in front of them, and the guy next to Woody Harrelson has this squid tentacle or octopus tentacle or whatever it is, and Woody Harrelson has a cheeseburger and fries. And the guy with the squid tentacle is kind of looking at the cheeseburger and fries, and he's like, I kind of would rather have that.
it's like shit. Like who's the winner here?
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
I want what
yeah.
that guy's having.
hmm
Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, Ruben Ostlund, very. I think he's Danish. Very
hmm
talented filmmaker. Seems to have keen sense of his messaging that he brings to a lot of his projects. Um, Part of the reason my brother wanted me to watch The Square was because an actor, Claes Bang,
hmm
is our protagonist, and he plays our protagonist in that film. Um, my brother like put a lot of stock in him. He was like, "I think this guy's gonna be like internationally like a really big deal." And I still hear rumblings every once in a while that that might be the case. Like he could get like a breakthrough role in Hollywood or something, like a big blockbuster role or something. Has yet to happen. But I was very impressed with him. I think Disney's probably been courting him for some Marvel shit or something at some point.
hmm
Um, I
I'm just
remember.
looking. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, like, before the Robert Downey Jr. announcement of him playing Doctor Doom, uh, Claes Bang's name I know was floated on occasion for
Mm.
that role. being as he's supposed to be from the nation of Latveria, the fictional nation of Latveria, which to a dumb American is like vaguely Eastern European, just something over there. It's like not like Denmark is that, but it's like from over there.
Mhm.
He speaks mildly accented English. That'll work. That'll sell the illusion. Anyway, what were you gonna say, bud?
I was just gonna say, Ruben Östlund, I guess he's got another film coming out next year,
Oh,
and it stars Keanu Reeves, Kirsten Dunst, Daniel Bruhl,
oh,
and I just the premise on Wikipedia here, I'm kinda in. This sounds
okay.
pretty good.
Let's hear it.
It says, "The passengers of a lengthy flight contend with their boredom as the plane's entertainment system is broken."
Brad, Brad, can we review that? That
That
sounds like
sounds
a perfect
amazing.
movie for you.
Yeah, I am very excited. That
That sounds
sounds
like things that
amazing.
would interest Brad. Holy
Yeah,
shit. That's
hopefully,
great.
it's as good as that premise sounds, because that
That
sounds
sounds
like it's gonna be good.
amazing.
I wonder, do you think Keanu is the pilot, or do you think he's just a passenger? Like, I'm
Oh,
trying to
I
think.
mean, Ke Keanu's done voice acting before. He's done that before. I could see him being, like, the voice on the PA,
Mhm,
like,
mhm.
talking to the passengers every once in a while. Just be like, we have turbulence. I'm sorry."
And just, the premise of how are they gonna make a feature out of that? Like, there's gotta be some very interesting things have to happen on that plane, and
I
I'm
mean, there's
excited.
so many possibilities, like,
Yeah, it
just
could go to some really bizarre places.
I
Um,
love that on paper. That
yeah,
sounds fantastic. Also, it's a really good cast too.
yeah.
Like
Mhm,
Daniel Bruhl, I know I'm not super well versed in his filmography, but I do know like I've known people who like are, and they had a lot of they had a lot of praise to heap on that guy. Like apparently he's
mhm.
done a lot of amazing shit that I just haven't seen.
I
Um
I was just thinking that, because I watched him in Rush, and I was like, "Man, this guy, this guy been up to?" And now I know he's making next Ruben Östlund movie.
he's Baron Zemo if you're Santino.
Mhm, mhm,
But yeah, he's very talented. And Kirsten Dunst, of course, is just pretty routinely excellent in most things she does.
mhm.
And yeah, the Keanu is always a wild card, especially now that he seems to be doing comedy and stuff. Like he did. I didn't see the Aziz Ansari movie he did, but
Mhm.
my fiance actually we watched the trailer and she was like, I would try that.
Yeah,
Like I
yeah.
don't know if it would be great, but I'm interested enough.
Mhm. Yeah, kinda feels like a movie that doesn't get made that often anymore, at least not with, like, a big, cast and budget, and
Yeah,
nice little
certainly
throwback.
not like a theatrical release. Like that
Yeah.
feels like a direct streaming something or
Mhm.
other that looks like dog shit. Um,
Yeah.
anyway, I don't know if I have it in me to do another pick, Brad. So how you feel about going into speed round?
That works for me, yeah, that's good with me.
All right. You want me to go first, being as I brought it up, or how you
Yeah.
doing?
Yeah, if you're ready to take a crack at her.
All right. I'll try to be quick with this, and I'm just gonna keep it in the double view, to inspire you to jump in however you please. But I actually have a decent number of picks, so I am gonna try to be quick here. Um, So I have here, and if you're not familiar, dear listeners and hopefully viewers, the quote unquote speed round often takes a little while. But basically, what we're about to do here is all of our runner ups, all of the films that we set aside for today's discussion that fit the topic that we have not covered. Instead of doing like a protracted back and forth, we're just kind of going to do like a quick round of show and tell with. So just like speedy as it can be, but we're still going to be talking. We've still got things to say. So
Mm.
anyway, I have here in my hand on 4K from Sony Pictures Classics, American Movie, a movie that I quoted just this morning and just talked about this morning with my fiance. Brad, if you had to guess what instance of food is served as the reason for me to pick this.
I think this has come up before. I have not seen American Movie.
God damn it,
Yeah.
Brad.
I know
Get on it. This movie's great.
it's shameful. I know. I need to
Okay.
get around
Well,
to it.
anyway, there's a Thanksgiving scene in this movie wherein it's post meal. I think there's like a turkey carcass in the background or something, but it takes place on Thanksgiving Day. That's a very dramatic moment, actually. But it just brought to mind Thanksgiving. In that same sense, if it's Thanksgiving, it's Rocky.
Mhm.
There is a turkey featured in the first Rocky film, and throughout most of my life, there have been Rocky marathons on TBS or TNT or whatever cable network on Thanksgiving Day. So forevermore, there's that association. But yeah, there is in fact a turkey. There's many meals consumed in the Rocky films. Just felt that I should probably bring that up. Um, we have also Thanksgiving. Some reason I just was tracking this in my mind, and I also mentioned this movie earlier, The Fablemans.
Mm.
There's a Thanksgiving sequence in this movie, Brad. Do you recall?
It's not ringing any bells.
It's a very long movie and it's not super important, but it's just a cute period detail. They have a Thanksgiving dinner with a disposable tablecloth.
Mm.
And when they finish the meal, they're using like disposable plates and
Mm.
kitchenware. They bundle up the tablecloth and carry it out to the garbage.
Yep,
And
I
like
do remember that now.
the
Yeah.
older generation of the family is like disgusted by that, where it's like in their mind, it's like that's when you bring out the fine china and like the silver and stuff. But it's what 1960s or whatever. It's different modern sensibilities. It's just
Mhm.
like a cute little period detail that Spielberg probably deemed to include because he probably remembered doing exactly that. It's like I've never done that personally, um, but it stands to reason that American families probably did that at the height of consumerism and all. Godzilla
One of my
versus Biollante. Oh, what?
on that fact, just, just Mad Men reference for Kyle here. One of my favorite Mad Men moments is, they're having a picnic and, they're out in a public park, and they just, take the blanket and they take all their trash, and they just rip up the blanket and leave all their trash just in the park, and they have no sense to clean it up themselves. Just a great, period piece moment. The idea that back then, like, nobody picked up their trash at all. It wasn't even a thought. It's one of my
See,
one
nobody
one of my
cares.
most memorable Mad Men moments.
I mean, I still need to get around to watching that show because similar to Inglorious Bastards, Kyle's like adamant that Archer and Inglorious Bastards, he needs me to watch these things so he can make reference to them and not have
Mhm.
to get me up to speed with the reference. It's important, see. Godzilla versus Biollante, part of the Criterion fucking collection. Never would have seen that coming. There's a weird gap in the Criterion Collection's ownership of Godzilla because they have the Showa collection, the big box that I think I can see in the background over there, maybe. Big yellow box. Both Brad and I have it. It's great. Um, Between that and this film, there's an intervening Godzilla film that, in fact, this is a direct sequel to that they don't have in the Criterion Collection. That's bad. That's poor franchise management right there,
Yeah,
man.
not a fan
You,
of that.
you try to put that on a shelf. It's like I see that and I just see sadness. I see a
Mhm,
gap of sadness.
mhm.
Anyway, not really a meal. This is more just drinks. Um, there's such a
That
cute
counts.
idea in this. I'll allow it, is what Brad
Oh,
says.
yeah, absolutely,
Okay.
absolutely.
Beverages are consumed. There's such a cute idea in this. And this movie is just sprinkled with so many clever little ideas because the premise of this is that it's a rare direct sequel to a Godzilla movie. And it's Tokyo 5 years. Well, it's all of Japan, actually. It's kind of a globe-trotting Godzilla movie. Like it takes place across the entire country. Um, but there's a scene set in Tokyo where in the movie preceding this, Godzilla destroyed most of the city 5 years earlier. 5 years in a city's lifetime is significant. Like rebuilding has happened. So you see evidence of the destruction that was, and there's a scene that takes place. It's a date night between two characters casually having drinks in a Godzilla memorial lounge. And there's a piece of like installation art hanging over the lounge that it's like a chunk of a building or a street that has Godzilla's footprint in it. So it's like a slab of stone hanging as a piece of art. And
Mhm.
there's all sorts of art sprinkled around that has like wreckage from Tokyo from 5 years earlier just displayed in the lounge. And it's treated as nothing. Like it's just a fancy lounge for these people, but it's like one of those things somebody thought that would be interesting. And I was like, yeah, I could totally see that happening. Like and there would be memorials for things like that. And they would find ways to memorialize it in interesting ways like that.
That's
It
cool.
just
That is cool.
I just thought that was so interesting and cute. Um, Jaws. We're getting sloshed on wine. We're hitting the whole ass bottle. And then of course there's the tented fingers sequence, like with Chief Brody and his son. That's amazing. Amazing nonverbal, just visual storytelling. It's great stuff. Beetlejuice. Shrimp cocktails. Of course.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah.
They
Yeah. Of
don't
course. Yeah.
they don't really eat them, but they're there.
Yeah. I didn't. I can't believe I didn't think about that one. That's a great pick.
Well, then I'm glad I got to represent it. Flesh cross blood, flesh plus blood. Up for debate how you say this fucking name's the name of this fucking movie. Anyway, this is an early Paul Verhoeven English language film. Brought Rutger Hauer over. There is a banquet sequence in this movie that is maybe the most vile and disgusting thing you'll ever see on film.
Nice.
It's so goddamn dirty. Like that's this whole movie, is that this is representing like medieval Europe as a dirty, grimy place. Like there's like a bath sequence in this movie, and the rest of it is just sweat and grease. And yeah, the characters in this just like just covered in pig guts and just like making out while they're doing it. And it's just debauchery. It's so amazing, actually. It's like a whole bunch of actors just going for broke with everything on the table and just making slobs of themselves. It's great. Tom Popo, also Criterion Collection. This entire movie is about a woman making ramen or learning to make it. Has a lot of interludes that often include food. Maybe one of the most memorable is the woman who rises from the dead to make one last meal before dying again. And then there's the like the gangster who seems to always like marry food with his sexuality. All these like vignettes and things that the movie just jumps over to on occasion. Kind of an amazing movie. I remember watching that in college. What else we got? What else we got? Speaking of food, the absence of food and meals, Grave of the Fireflies. Some really sad meals without food, like dirt pies, that kind of stuff. Brutal movie. Beautiful, but also brutal. I actually haven't seen this one in so long that I don't entirely remember the significance of it. But Old Boy, I remember dumplings being a plot point, a very important one. Like there's a lot of
Yeah, I can
detective work
picture that. I
involving.
can picture
Yeah,
that scene.
I think there's a montage or something where he's sampling dumplings. He's doing some form of detective work that involves retracing his steps or something. Um, got a meat lover's pizza in the trunk. We still have a meat lover's pizza in the trunk. The diner sequence in this movie, Tommy Boy, is beautiful. Him wanting those chicken wings and getting those chicken wings. A Tommy want wingy. I love that sequence. And him massaging and destroying that dinner roll. The Untold Story. We've talked about this many a time on the podcast, but this is about essentially a serial killer. Not really, but he murders a lot of people, hiding bodies by grinding them up and putting their remains into humbao, like Chinese pork buns, and serving them to the public in order to dispose of the flesh.
See, that's a good example. I said no cannibalism, but that's a good example because it's like incorporating it into actual food. So that does count. That's good.
Yeah, it's not like he just cut off a steak of a human or something.
Yeah,
No,
yeah,
he put it in a bun. Like he tried to disguise it.
Yep.
The Yellow Sea. I think I've brought this Korean movie up. But this is a Hong Kong Blu-ray, as evidenced by all the Chinese text all over it. But this is actually a Korean movie. Excellent movie. Very intense. I talked about this movie before on the podcast with you because the villains in it are like subhuman. There's a very memorable sequence in this where the hero confronts them and they're like eating just like a part of an animal, like just like some like a leg of some animal, and they're cooking it over like a fire barrel.
Yeah.
and it's like he just walked into a cave, and there's just a bunch of like just like primitive human beings, like subhumans. And the way that the villains are portrayed in this movie is that where it's like they're irredeemable, just like creatures. But yeah, that visual of them like eating just some form of animal leg that they've cooked over a fire barrel is very memorable. Um, in the spirit of Barbarian Cinema Month, You're the Hunter from the Future, starring Red Brown. There's just a really weird 80-yard line of dialogue where our hero Yor kills a triceratops, a weird, like, ugly puppet triceratops. He kills it in Mortal Kombat, and then he, with a big shit-eating grin on his face, he says, again, you need to picture this with really bad ADR, Brad. He says, "Help me cut the choice meats." It's like, what the fuck? Clearly, this was produced in a foreign language. Um, this one's for Levi, if he's still here. I don't know if he still is, but Transformers the movie on 4K, Steelbook actually. Not my choice, but it's the only way I could get at the time. This is one of the most important movies to me in my upbringing. Probably the movie I've seen the most in my life. Ba Weep Grana Weep Mini Bomb. It's the universal greeting, Brad. And it comes with an Energon goodie, to quote Cup in the film. So it's a peace offering. If they meet like a foreign species of robot that seem malevolent, and so instead of trying to fight him initially, he's like, I'm gonna try this, see if it works. We'll try the universal greeting, Ba Weep Grana Weep Mini Bomb, and then he hands them a treat. They start eating it, and I believe I just filled in the quote here. This is getting expensive because they're just like doling out treats to all these critters, and yeah, they end up getting jumped anyway. But it works as long as it works. But it's just a very memorable instance of food being utilized as a bargaining chip. Again, in a movie that I saw when I was probably like 3 years old or something. So every word said in that movie is precious to me, even the gibberish, especially the gibberish. Uncle Buck, giant
Oh,
pancakes.
yep. I grabbed that one.
I mean,
That was
giant
that
pan.
was the one right before, or maybe it was when we had started. I looked over and I was like, "Oh, that's a good one," and I
Yeah,
grabbed that.
yeah, giant pancakes.
Mhm.
Again, have to say it every single time because he doesn't know me. I don't think I'll ever have a conversation with the man. But there's a fellow on the YouTube named Joe Ramoni,
Mm.
who has a commentary on this disc. I think that's really amazing. That's a thing that can be done. That's a thing that can happen. Is that some guy on YouTube can get contacted by Kino and invited to record a commentary on a disc that people can own.
Mhm.
Pretty fucking cool. Uh, Retro Game Master, Game Center CX. It's been a long time, Brad, I think, since I've mentioned this, but this is a DVD box set of something that I think the website was Kotaku. It still exists as a website.
Yeah,
It's a
yeah.
gaming news website largely. They tried to make this happen. And what this is a Japanese television program that I don't know if it's still running, but it had a very, very long run. But the premise is this fella, Shinya Arino, he's a comedian in Japan. And basically he's a middle-aged Japanese man who gets locked in a chintzy back room of an office and tasked with playing old video games until he beats them. And they're often very, very hard video games. And he often gets very, very frustrated, but he tries to remain mannerly and polite throughout the whole thing, and he's talking
Yeah.
to the producers the whole time, like venting his frustrations. It's very interesting. It's somehow very compelling. And he's kind of like just effortlessly funny in like a not terribly showy way.
Mhm.
Wonderful premise. I've watched a lot of the original Japanese version of it, but Kotaku actually like purchased some form of like distribution rights to it and did English narration and subtitling for 12 episodes or something
Mm.
in an
Mhm.
attempt to like expand it and make it like to like bridge the gap between Western audiences. This is all that exists of it officially. Like there's fan subtitlers and stuff, so you can watch this. Like you can
Mhm.
watch the entirety of this in English subtitles, but officially this is the only like real media that exists of it in our region. Anyway, There's an episode on this DVD box set, for a Famicom, game, so, original 8-bit Nintendo bread. Um, it's called, 53 Stations of the Tokaido, and it's like a, 1500s Japanese set video game where it's like you're a guy who's trying to run this like very famous, very long, like a dirt highway across Japan to like find like meet his fiance or something. And this route still exists in Japan contemporarily, except it's a train now. It's like a train system as opposed to like a dirt road that used to be. And all 53 stations on that road have a particular delicacy associated with them. They have like a lunchbox, a bento, or a treat of some sort. And so as he clears levels in the game, all 53 levels of the game, the production staff keep running up to him while he's playing the game and like handing him treats
Okay.
from each
Yeah.
of the
Yeah.
corresponding stations. So that's his reward for progressing throughout the game is they actually went out and collected all those things, all those treats, and he gets to sample them in front of the camera. So it's a very food centric episode. So it's like a little bit of food tour. That's part of the charm of the show is that they go out with like a production crew to tour like small like mom and pop arcades across Japan, and oftentimes they're just holes in the wall. So it cuts back and forth between him struggling to play this fucking game and them venturing out with their camera crew to like meet up with like kids and families at like mom and pop arcades and stuff. Anyway, Dead Alive face soup. It's goes without saying. And My Big Fat Greek Wedding, the whole goddamn movie. This movie's just covered in food.
A lot of food in that one.
Oh, and so many references to food too. Like
Yeah.
a big part of the humor is like nobody seems to understand the concept of vegetarianism. It's like, oh, Ian is vegetarian. It's like, oh, that's fine. I'll make lamb. It's like, I like that's a great one. Also, I like the bit where she's arguing with her mother and the mom's just exasperated. She's just kind of done with her. And she just like, instead of like saying shut up or like clear your head or whatever, she just says, Tula, eat something. Like, just eat something. It's great. Anyway,
Yeah.
that's all my shit. So, Brad, how about you share your stuff?
Yeah, so I've got here this one a little loose. I've got the horror film Thanksgiving. Eli Roth's Thanksgiving. There is a scene at the end where they're all around a dinner table and there is a turkey of some sort in front on the
So
table.
it's not a bird?
It's not a bird, not a bird, but I believe there are other fixings on the table, so that's kind of what made me pull that one. And with it, being Thanksgiving or whatever.
Yeah, a couple of days removed.
Yeah. Birds of Prey, which has the egg sandwich.
Oh, that's
sequence.
right.
One of probably the most memorable sequence in the movie because that egg sandwich does look heavenly, does look divine. Definitely, I mean, we didn't really get into this, but movies, the idea of food porn. I don't own it, but Chef John Favreau's Chef would be the grilled cheese in that one. Perfect
Kyle
example.
hates that movie. Kyle hates that movie so much.
Chef or Birds of Prey?
I mean, I don't think he has the time of day for Birds of Prey. Like, do you think knowing Kyle
I
as
thought
you
he
do,
hated Birds of Prey, actually. Was that
I don't think he would have. I don't think he could finish Birds of Prey. I think he'd be so just like, what the fuck is this?
Okay.
But no, he
yeah.
hates Chef. He hates Chef so much. Like, he has no time for Chef.
I quite like Chef. I quite
He
like
has
Chef.
no time for Chef. He is not amused by Chef. He brings it up a lot. It angered him.
We got here the movie that was my example when I suggested this to you, the Goodfellas prison cooking the pasta scene.
Yeah, the razor blade garlic.
Yep.
That's like kind of what I mentioned about Cinderella Man. It's like one of those small details that sticks with you.
Yep. Christmas Vacation, National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
The turkey?
The turkey. That was what I was going for.
The fart turkey?
Yep. There is some eggnog drinking, and I'm sure there's some other food in here as well. But yeah, the turkey was the one that jumped to mind for me.
It's pretty great.
This one I kind of just pulled this one out of my ass here, but does DiCaprio, does he not eat buffalo or bison in The Revenant? Isn't there a famous buffalo or bison eating scene in here?
Yeah, he eats some form of organ meat.
Yes,
I
yes.
presume like liver.
Yeah. So it's been a while. I haven't seen it in a long time, but that jumped to mind. This is a little loose, but kind of works a little bit. 2 for 1 here. I have The Shining and Doctor Sleep, the bar scene, the drinking with Lloyd, and
Drinks, I'll allow it.
yeah. I guess you could also say the when he's trapped in the pantry. There's lots of food there. No, he doesn't eat anything, but there's
Yeah, no, I
a few
mean, that
moments.
plays a part in the narrative too. It's a
hmm
consistent thing running in the background.
I have Napoleon Dynamite. We got tater tots. We've got the opening credits of the food with the name. Like I can't remember exactly how it goes, but people's name written in ketchup and the opening credits of this movie. Several food moments in this one here. So
Okay. Never seen it. I missed the window, I
really,
think. I think if I was ever going to see it, I think I missed the boat.
you missed. I mean, you definitely missed the boat. I mean, I can't believe you weren't bullied into like you got to watch it, man.
I don't know what it was, but, like, maybe I was just exactly the wrong I'm a couple of years older than you, Brad, but, like,
hmm
maybe I was, like, exactly the wrong age for it or something. Because the way I became aware of that movie was, we had, like, a family reunion, and my younger cousins, were quoting it and going,
hmm
like, doing the John Heater thing, and I was like, "I don't know what is wrong with you children?" Like
Yeah.
it was a very memorable family reunion with those little cousins because I remember I think it was the same time maybe it was the same time they were obsessed with Freddy versus Jason,
Mm.
and I was giving them endless shit because I was like, "You have never seen a Freddy or a Jason film. Why are you obsessed with this movie that's coming out?" And they're like, "Well, he's got the claws and he's got the hockey mask. It's gonna be the best movie ever." And I was like,
Yeah.
"Dipshit kids." I mean, you have good taste, but like you're obsessed with this thing without even knowing why. But that's
Mhm.
part of being a kid. But um I had never heard a peep about that movie until those kids were making quotes about it and stuff, and then I think we came back from the trip and I looked it up and I was like, "This?" Like, these
See,
kids
you gotta watch it because it's the kinda thing where people are laughing at all the wrong things. They don't actually know
uh,
why that movie's funny, people are, quoting Napoleon or whatever. No, 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 that's not what's funny about the movie. The funny thing is the grandma flying off the ATV, the, the, backing up over the Tupperware bowl, "I want that" is one of the best quotes of the movie. All these things that nobody references or quotes are all the best parts of the movie. Everybody got it wrong. Everybody got it wrong. It's just it's like you're doing the right thing for the wrong reason. You're liking the right movie, but for the wrong reasons. You don't get it. You just don't get it.
you
That's what
don't get you don't get it. You don't get Napoleon
that's what I would
Dynamite.
say. Like if I were to say ask your cousins, what's your 20 favorite moments of Napoleon Dynamite? I bet you no one would say the grandma flying off the ATV.
See, that would probably work for me.
And that's
Like,
one
that
of the
would probably
best
stick
parts
with
of the
me. Like,
movie.
that's on paper, that sounds hilarious. But I don't
Oh,
know. I
yeah.
haven't seen it, but yeah, those same cousins, by the way, School of Rock, I think, was a life-changing experience
Mm,
for one of them.
mhm, mhm.
I think he literally picked up a guitar because of that movie.
Yeah, well, they're picking some good they got some good picks. I
That's
mean,
why I
this thing
mentioned it is because I
yeah,
knew you would approve. That's Richard
I
Linklater, right?
approve. I approve, yeah.
Yeah.
I've got Crimes of the Future. I forget, have you seen this one, Trevor?
I have, and you'll be ashamed of me. I used to have the Blu-ray and I dumped it.
Oh, no. The
I
Blu-ray or
it
the 4K?
Blu-ray.
Alright,
It
well,
was
you dumped it so you could upgrade. That's
no,
why
I
you dumped
dumped
it.
it because I was like, "This I like the ideas quite a lot in this. I like the imagery quite a lot, but, like, something about it just didn't quite click for me." But what is the
Yeah.
food reason beside oh, is it oh, it's the plastic.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
plastic synthetic
Yeah. Yeah.
bars,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
also the scene early on where he's in the chair and he's trying to eat with the chair that's, like,
Yeah.
moving. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, couple
Yeah.
moments in
A lot
there.
of food, a lot of consumption of things that should not be food.
Mhm. I have not watched this one in a long time, and I wanna say you've talked about I think you did an episode on it. I could be wrong.
Okay.
Nothing But Trouble?
The first episode of Catching Up on Cinema.
There we go. There we
The
go.
first episode, hot dogs. Hot dogs for everybody.
The little train hot dog shooter.
Yeah.
Classic.
Yeah, that was the first episode of our podcast. With the exception of the Predator Masterclass, which I don't know if you'd call that episode 0, but that was the first time I got Kyle to sit down in front of a mic.
Yeah. Yep.
And
then
Nothing But Trouble was my bargaining chip. It's like, I think I can convince this guy to make a weekly habit of this. If we talk about that movie, he won't shut up about.
Yep. So yeah, I can't remember. Is he a big fan of it then?
It was like his household was like a Chevy Chase household. So I think like his grandma maybe owned the VHS or something. And it's just like that weird tape that he and his younger brother just like watched all the time without even really knowing why. Every family has that. And apparently that was theirs. Like mine was probably Transformers the movie. His was Nothing But Trouble. It's like nobody quite knows why it's here, but we just can't stop watching it.
Yeah. And then final one for me, which is a little loose, but I specifically grabbed this one because it's Fargo. I grabbed it specifically for the Arby's scene where what's his face delivers Arby's for lunch to Frances McDormand, which is just a great sort of middle America, perfect fast food restaurant to pick for that. Arby's for lunch.
Well, it's just in that accent too. It's the perfect word.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Arby's. Arby's.
There's a couple other ones. There's the scene. I think they're having dinner, and I can't remember what they're eating. But there's where William H Macy's father-in-law goes, "He just had dinner and he's going to McDonald's." Classic.
I love this. I love that when there's a particular emphasis on exactly the right syllable that just transforms an ordinary word into something amazing. McDonald's.
Yeah. So Fargo rocks.
Fargo does rock. That was an early date movie for me and my fiance. I got her to watch that with me. Yeah.
What, like she came over and watched it, or
yeah,
was like
we didn't go to a theater or
Okay,
something. Although maybe I could have swung that, but it hasn't been screening as far as I know. But yeah, that was a movie that I managed to sell her on. It's like
nice.
Yeah, just based on the premise.
Yeah. And that's it for me.
All right, I will supplement with one more because it just popped into my head, and also a little bit of flex because I'm proud that I now have this because it was expensive. It's heavy and expensive. It's heavy. It's expensive because it's heavy, you see.
Yes.
Resurrection of Golden Wolf. Yomigaeru Kinro. From Umbrella Entertainment. And this is 62 out of 750 of this like hardcover box with a poster and a couple of booklets and postcards, the whole shebang. Gorgeous package. It says Region B on the box, Brad, but it's actually all region.
Nice.
And I've had some frustration in dealing with Umbrella Entertainment because they'll write you back. Levi actually has a project he's working on that involved him contacting a lot of distributors and publishers and whatnot. And he did contact Umbrella at my urging, I think. They're pretty good about getting back to you via email, but it was weird. I was asking about the regional encoding of this disc because I really, really, really wanted it. Yusaku Matsuda is a Japanese actor who's long since passed away. Black Rain, Ridley Scott's Black Rain was his last film. He's a cultural and style icon in Japan that I have a particular affinity for. I just fucking love this guy, the star of this movie. So if anything comes our way, our region, starring him, featuring him, I will find a way. He's my other Scott Adkins. Like anything I can get my hands on with this guy in it, I will.
Yeah.
And it's only been within recent years that any of his stuff has been widely available outside of DVD. So anyway, Umbrella published this very, very recently, and I was like, I already have that movie on DVD, but I want it on Blu-ray, and they're the only people putting it out. So anyway, there's a shot that's in the trailer for this movie, I think, that is incredible. It's in the movie, but Um, it's like a montage of him, like, having, like, a fast-tracked relationship with a woman in the film that he consequently, like, manipulates, and there's a lot of tragedy that comes out of it. He's a really bad guy, actually. Like, this is not a hero's tale. He is
Mhm.
very much an anti-hero. Um, there's a shot of him. They are fucking. Like, they're in the middle of fucking, and he's behind her, and he's, like, leaning over her shoulder. She's having a good time, he's having a good time, but he's doing it in that, like, hyper masculine way where it's like the good time isn't showing up on his face. Like, his body's
Mhm.
doing a lot of work, but his face is just like, and he turns his head and there's like just a raw orange that he's going at it. They're just banging. He's fucking her, and he's just like just eating this orange with with his head turned to the side. That's like, I think that might be the manliest image I've ever seen in my
He
life.
sounds like George Costanza. That's a George Costanza move right there.
Salted cured meats.
Yeah.
The most sensual of accoutrement is, I find, Italian sausages and prosciutto. That's the most sensual of cured meats. Yeah, but he's just bang, bang, bang. Just, it's an amazing image. I need to
Oh,
make a GIF of it, I think.
yeah, I gotta check
Because
this movie
because
out.
I don't know how well known this movie is. To me, it's special because I remember seeing that trailer and being like,
Mhm.
"Fuck yes, Travis would like this movie."
Yeah,
Travis is
yeah,
all about fucking on film. I've noticed
yeah,
that.
yeah, we might have to do a review of that one.
It's great. It's great. Oh, it's a very good movie. I wouldn't say it's his best movie by any means, but it does make him out to be straight up pimp. Like he
Mhm.
is. It is a showcase for him being cool and also a terrible human being. But anyway, that just came to mind. I was like, oh, that's a very memorable usage of food.
That's a great pick. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Eating that orange.
Yeah, I would have been disappointed in you if I somehow found out about that and you didn't bring it up.
Yeah, you would send me the GIF and be like, you had this film and you didn't talk about it?
How did you not bring this up in the feast episode?
Yeah. What the fuck? What the fuck? Anyway, so I think that was all for today's live stream. This edition of Tales from the Shelf, our favorite feasts episode. But as always, thank you so much for joining me today, Brad. This has been a lot of fun.
Yeah,
Um,
awesome to be here.
we will have to have Travis back for
Mhm.
sure, and I'd like to have Levi on too. I think
Yeah,
he
absolutely.
has a his media collection is a little different from ours, though. It's a little more hardcore. 'Cause he's got a
Mhm.
lot of film reels, um,
Nice. Okay.
like multimedia, not just
Yeah.
optical media like you and I. Like he's just got like an actual archive essentially.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
there'll be a lot of interesting stories that come out of that. But yeah, we'll have to have him on. We'll have to have Travis back. Um, but before we go, Brad, would you care to let our listeners and hopefully viewers know where they can find you and your amazing podcast?
Yeah, it's the Cinema Speak podcast. You can find us wherever you listen to podcasts: iTunes, Stitcher, Spotify. We're on Twitter at the Cinema Speak, Instagram Cinema Speak Podcast, and on YouTube as Cinema Speak. And you can just find us on the web at cinemaspeak.libsyn.com.
All right, thanks for that. And as for myself, been watching it. The podcast is called Catching Up on Cinema. Uh, n- don't really look for me anywhere because I'm not really posting on social medias anymore. But the YouTube channel is Catching Up on Cinema, and the podcast is available pretty much everywhere you can find us. And look forward to seeing Brad every month. We do Tales from the Shelf once a month if we can help it.
Hmm.
Um, so that being said, thank you so much for listening and or watching, and we will catch you next time. Bye.